Thank you. Okay, so we have done this basics, right? We have worked with nulls, isn't it? So order by, if you do order by, it will generally do values and then all the nulls will be printed. So if first name has null, the first null will be printed and then okay, non-null values will be printed in alphabetical order, right? So we have done distinct, we have done this all operators we have done last, correct? Is null, like, between, everything we have done so far, correct? Do you guys have this document with you?
No, sir.
Yeah, I told you to install that app. It will be there in the app. Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
sir.
I'll share the link with Priyanka and she'll share with you all. So is there?
Yeah,
Yes, in the app, if you go in under technical, we have SQL, and under that we have this book. Okay. So chapter wise, it's kept there. So you can try that. So this is it. Okay, conversion functions and additional expressions. Oops, sorry, this is not the one. Wait, this was the incomplete one. Wait. Uh, what happened to the book? It may be different folder. One second, sorry. Um, think I got it now. Right. So single row functions also we did, isn't it? Okay, we did row num. What does row num do? What does row num do? Guys, what does row num do? When I say row num less than 5, what does that mean? It will give you first 4 values, right? So if you want only the highest value, right, you can do order by and say row num equal to, sorry, row num less than 2, right? So row number, okay, number of rows, right? If you want only one row, you can say row num less than 2 will give you first row. Okay. Now what does round, trunc and mod does? So see here, round, we have said 472 comma 1, right? Means 1 decimal places. It will round it off to 1 decimal places. So you get 1372.5. We have done all this, isn't it? If you need to find square root of a number, you can say square root of number from dual. So see, these are the absolute values. Okay, we don't need a table. So in that case, you can use dummy table, which is dual. In fact, you can use any table, not only dummy table. You can use any table. Still, it will give error. Sorry, not error. It will give you the value. Yes.
yes, sir.
Okay. So okay, and then we did month name, current date. Okay, all these things you can try. Okay, and we did the date thing other day, right? We added date. Okay, so all these things we have done. Okay, conversion functions and conditional expression. So we did this as well. Where salary greater than. Okay, if it is a text data, you will say this. Okay. Okay, did we do 2 cat, 2 number, 2 date?
No, sir.
Okay, we haven't done this, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
what does
Yes,
to date
sir.
to char does? Okay. Okay. So let's say so if you okay, so let's talk about explicit data type conversion here. See, when you have to convert a particular data type, okay, to character or to number or to date, this is how you can do it. In Python, we use int of, isn't it? Int bracket open close or str bracket open and close. So toChar is like str function. Okay, date is to convert a value into date type. Okay, so let's say we have this employees table here, right? Okay, so let's say I will do select star from employees. Okay, char dot employees. Okay, so we have this table, right? And you have higher date. Higher date is a date, right? So now let's say I'll convert this date into a string. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll say select. Okay, first let me copy the column name, higher date. Okay, now I want to format it into a different type. So right now what you see is date hyphen 3 letters of month hyphen 2 letters from year, right? So what I'll do, I'll convert into a string value. Okay, so I'm going to say to char. Okay, and here I'll pass this higher date, right? And along with it, I'll give the format in which you want to convert it into. So let's say I'll convert into month month space dd, or generally we say this, right, comma here. Okay, and when you run it, you see this got converted into the format that we wanted, right? Month. Okay, now if I put month, okay, I put the capital, see what happened. Okay, whatever format I gave, the same format. I gave capital month here, it printed month in capital, right? You can give an alias name here. So I can give alias like higher date. You don't want to see this kind of header, right? So we can give a alias like higher date, right? Along with, if you want the name, so you can give name like say first, right? First was the column name, right? Or first name was it? Okay, I think it's first name. Let's see. First, I think it's first. I remember salary. Let's do salary. Okay, so you see this, so you got salary and higher date. Okay, so we get changed. Now let's say in salary also we want to add, let's say dollar, right? So I will again put toChar here, convert into the format toChar, and I say salary, and I say comma here, and I'll give that format as a string. So here I'll say dollar, okay, 99999. Okay, generally we give 999. Okay, you see this dollar added here. Now let's say if you want to use comma also. So generally what we do, we give comma after three places in English number system, like where you have 100, 100,000, 100 million, right? See this, you got comma here, right? So whatever format you give, that format will be added here. Okay. So let's go back. Okay. So yeah. So see here you have char number one format, and if additional parameters that you want to give. So here we have. So if you want comma to be printed, you give comma. You know, some systems, some countries they use dot. Mostly European countries, Mexico, they use dot for comma. Okay. So if it is 5,000, they'll say 5.00. Okay. You can use dot. You can use dollar sign. Okay. Zero. Okay. Then B returns blanks for integer part of the fixed number. So if your number is say 500 and you have given 10 spaces, right? So next the 5 spaces will be blank. Here we are giving fixed number spaces. How do we give fixed number spaces in Python? Remember how to give fixed thing in Python? No, yes. You guys forget it. Python also you forgot, guys. Hmm? Less than, greater than, and upward sign. When we write this print format, right? Remember, we give less than sign, greater than sign, and that caret sign, upward sign.
Yes, sir.
Upward sign indicate? What does that indicate? Upward sign indicates center alignment, left. So that's how we can give the what you call as padding, fixed number there. So here also you can give. Okay. So let's practice. So okay. So you know we have done. Let's do 2 number. We have not done 2 number, right? Okay. So see, when you do 2 character, when do you convert something to string? When it is not a string, right? When it is not a string, that's when if you need as a string, you'll convert, right? So if something is not a number, and if you want to convert into number, that's when we use 2 number, right? So let's say here in numbers. Okay, let's take some string. Okay, so let's say I take select okay, from HR dot employees. Okay, so now if I run it, okay, sorry. So this is treated as a string here, right? That's the problem. So, but when you're applying some, string. Let's what happens. I think it's because of connection. Wait. It does sometimes throw you out. Okay, the server may be down. Okay. Okay, let's look at some examples, and when it comes back, we will try. Let me try one more time. It doesn't generally go down for long. Okay. Okay, so let's see some examples, and maybe after 2-3 minutes, it should be back on. Okay. Content is there. Okay, so we'll see to number how to convert into number format, right? So if it is not a number, that's when you need to convert into a number format. Okay. Then you have 1 second. Guys. 1 second, guys. Yeah, I'm back now. Okay, so let's see if this is also back. Okay, so we were trying is select not start, sorry. Select to 1.763 from HR.employees, right? Okay. So see, so you got 1 to 1, so same as number of rows that will be there in the table, right? So that's where dual is a dummy table with only one row, one column. So you'll not have that kind of problem. Okay. So now let's say I convert this into number format. So I'll say 2 underscore number. Okay. And okay. Let's see what are the format that we have here, right? Okay. CC is century. Okay. If you have a date format, now see, now this cannot be used with everything. If you have a date, and from date, if you want to convert into number, you can use this CC. It'll give you this, just the century part. Okay, the year part, right? And let's say I will do okay D. What is D? Day of the week in numbers, right? But all these are used when you have a date, and on date, if you're trying to convert into numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to format it simple. Okay, we don't have a now date here, right? We'll do a date later. Let's do a simple formatting. Formatting, I want it to be done like 99999.9. Okay, and when you run it, invalid number. It shouldn't give invalid number. Okay. Maybe 4 and 6. This is the reason. Select two number and okay, so when no, it shouldn't be that error. Yeah. So yeah, so I think what I probably missed is that, see here there are 3 decimal places, right? So if you have to convert it into, you have to give 2 decimal places. Okay. But if I put a comma here, okay. Now see, when you put comma, comma will be for text, not for a number. Number doesn't accept comma, isn't it? Only text will accept comma. So this is giving invalid number for sure. But when we give, it doesn't need to be 4 nines here. Okay. It is giving error. It actually should convert into that format that we give. Okay. So but see here. So what it did was, when you said 2 number, the string. So this is not treated as a string. Sorry, this is not treated as a number. So this is treated as a string. And what it does is, this format, it will see, okay, 9. Okay, so is it a number? Okay, next part 2, is it also a number? 999 generally we write to represent any number. Okay, so it is going to compare if each of these are numbers. Okay, so 1 is a number, 2 is a number, 9 is a number, okay, dot, okay, and 765 is a number. Then it knows that, okay, yes, this is a number format, and it will convert into number format. Okay, so if you want to talk about date, let's say, we'll take one example for date also. So date, now date, when you take date, okay, see, you can convert something to Boolean only if, okay, you can convert only string to Boolean, isn't it? You can convert string to integer. You can convert only when the string value is a number, or the string value is a Boolean, only then you can convert into Boolean, isn't it? So similarly, when you have to convert into date, here we have to give some date format, right? And then you say what date format it is. I'm going to convert into date, right? Now here, okay, you might have something like say January, or today's date, let's say, if you take, okay, December. This is inverse of the 2 cap, right? So I want to, so this is the date, okay, December 10th, comma 2021. Okay, this is the date, but this is in string format, right? Or we call them as text format in SQL. Now I need to convert into date format. Okay, so here I will give the format in which the date is. Okay, so the format here would be month, right? Month is full, then space, then we gave DD, right? Then comma, and then we gave 4 Ys, right? Now let's run this and see. Because see, this is how date is represented in SQL. So it has converted this given date, okay, into this. Okay, so in your data, when you're reading data from some external sources, if date is given like this, this is how you can convert into SQL date. And same concept is used in pandas as well. Okay, in pandas too, you guys must have done it. If you have a date, a column has a date like this, and if you want to be read as a date, okay, if you want to be read as a string, then not a problem. But if you want it to be read like a date, then you have to convert into toDate. And pandas also has pd.toDate function. Same thing will happen here. Okay. Okay. Now let's say select star from HR dot employee, right? Okay, so let's look at the output. Okay, so let's see, this is commission percentage, right? Commission percentage, if you see, there's some value, so there's some blank and there are some values here, right? So what are these blanks called? In Python as well, when you read a pandas data frame, or in SQL, what are these blanks called? Blanks are called as null values. You guys are there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So one second. Okay, no problem. I'll clean it. You just drink yours. I'll clean it. Just you don't worry. Can I close it? Yeah. So okay, so commission percentage talking about, right? So let's say I give first underscore name. I was trying first name there. Okay, so let's say first underscore name, comma, you have commission percentage, right? Let me copy it. Okay, so this is commission percentage, and when I run it, okay, you get this, right? But I don't want it to display it as null. Okay, I want to display it as something else, like some text. So I'll say
To go to the park, Papa.
NVL
And to go to the park.
commission percentage, comma, and let's say I give text like not a commission job, something like this, right? Okay. Okay, sorry. Here we don't give text as a double quotation, right? It's a single quotation. In SQL, it is always single quotation. Okay. Okay. But what happened? That was that a blank or not blank? Okay, that was not blank. Okay, so if it is not blank, if it is some text that some text that you want to replace, for example, let me come to Control X, the Control Z, go back to the original table. Okay, and you run it, and select sub employees. Okay, so see here. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I think it's null only. So if I say NVL, okay. So NVL. Okay. Let's try manager ID. Okay. It may not be the null thing. Let's try manager has one ID, right? And I'll call it as manager ID owner. I'll type it as owner. Owner doesn't have any manager. First name, comma, NVL manager ID. Select staff from HR employees. Where manager ID is null. Let me try this. So we get it, right? So this is null only. Now, so when I say select staff from, okay, so from I put it here. Okay, so NVL from HR employees and commission percentage should also work, but let's me try with manager ID. Why this manager ID is not giving a result? Maybe manager ID could be okay. Let's do one thing. DESC HR dot employee. Then we'll come to know. Manager ID is varchar. No, manager ID is number. It is a number only, right? Job ID is varchar, but it is a number. So see here. When it is a number, right? So you can we put a text there? No, we cannot put text there, right? So the ID is number. I thought ID is a string. So ID is a number. So we can only put number here. Okay. So say NVL manager ID. Okay. And we cannot give non-number here, right? The values in the columns are number. So I'll say NVL 5 or NVL say 000. Any number only you can do. If we had, yeah, see, it gave 0 got added here. So if we had some other column which was text, then you can replace that with text, right? So when you are trying to replace a value, this is how you can do NVL. I can do something like, 999, up to you, right? Or -1, because most of the analysis will not accept null values, right? When we are doing this data visualization also, right? We have to convert null values, correct? So similarly, we have to convert these null values into a number. Okay. Similarly, we had this commission percentage that was also a number. Okay. So you could do that. Then okay, so for NVL, that means if it is a null value. But let's say if you want to replace something else, okay, I want to replace say Steven, okay, as say boss, right? So we have something called as, can we cast? We can't cast, okay, See, if you want to do select, then fine. Okay, that will be a new column. But here we are replacing the same value. You can cast into any other format. Okay, so when you cast some other format, if you're creating a new column, it's fine. Okay, but you can, here we are just changing one particular value. So yes, we can convert into manager ID into TOCAR. We can do that. Okay, but whenever you're trying to update this data, then you cannot convert into a different format. Okay, now so this is to handle a null value, but let's say if you want to handle some specific value, so we have something called as decode. Okay, decode, and decode, okay, is like if else, like if you have used if else condition, right? So this has become your this is like your the first is the value. Okay, so let's say what I'll do is I'm going to say first name. Okay, I want to do first name. Now if first name, okay, is Steven, right? If first name is Steven, okay, so this is if condition, right? So first name, if it is Steven, okay, is going to match the same spelling. Okay, then I'm going to convert this as boss, let's say. Okay, otherwise I want to put it as the employee. Okay, so the condition, if this, then this, else this. Oops. Okay, select decode first name. Okay, and now I'm going to run this. You see this employee? No, the first one is boss, right? Okay, let's print first name also to see if we got it right. First name, Ellen, right? Okay, correct. Do we have Steven? You don't have Steven? What happened to Steven? Maybe we are not able to scroll. Okay, so let me convert into Ellen then. So if Ellen, then boss, everything else is employees. Okay, we have something called as case. Okay, and most of the language like C++ Java has it, and Python, the latest version 3.10, which has come last month, okay, has case also. Till November, Python did not had case function. Okay, so guys, you have to have a have to learn a new topic in Python, the case thing. Okay, I'm going to talk about case here, and same thing is there in Python as well, which came just last one. The latest version has it, previous versions doesn't have it. Okay, case is like, okay, you have case and then you give a condition. Okay, and you can give multiple conditions. Okay, so let's say we'll do something on salary, let's say. So we'll do something on salary. Let's say select start from HR employee. Salary is in range of 100 to 1,000, right? Salary 24,000, 1,000. Okay, yeah, 1,000 to 10,000. Okay, so let's do something like this. Select, okay, case. Okay, case, then condition. Condition is what? When salary. Okay, so see, this is condition is this not after from table name, where we give after table name, right? From table where, right? This is given before. Select case when salary, okay, let's say less than 500, okay, then, okay, when, then, the multiple conditions you can give. So case when, then, when, then, right? So that this is how you should remember. Select case when salary greater than less than 50, then let's say salary grade A. Okay. You want to have one more condition. Okay, comma. Okay. Control C. Okay. When salary less than, let's say 1500. I call it as salary grade B. Okay, spelling, ignore the spelling. Okay. Okay, so let's do one more thing. Okay, let's do case, sorry, the default one, else. Okay, else, this is how you give multiple condition. Okay, so else, we'll say salary grade, let's say C. So I did not keep closing bracket here. Okay, so when salary less than 500, then salary grade A, then salary grade B, else salary grade C from HR employees. Okay, and you have to indicate end of case. Now see, in Python we use indentation, right? So it knows when if ends and if begins. Okay, but any other languages you have to specially mention. Okay, so that's why here indentation is not important. So you have to give. Now something is missing here. What is missing? So select case when salary. Okay, I think I made a mistake here. Yeah, so you know we don't give comma here. Comma will indicate different column. Okay, so in select, comma is used to indicate separate columns, isn't it? So this case is for one column only, right? You can give comma and you can give other column as well. You know, if you want to write other case, you can write other case. You want to do it decode, you can do decode. Okay, I just want to print first name, or let's print salary also to see if what we did is correct or not, right? So first name, comma, salary. Okay, now if you run it, so Stephen 24,000 C grade, right? 9,000 should be B grade. Oh, I need 100, right? No, it's 1,000 is what I meant. Okay, so all these are C grade, then you have B grade, A grade, B grade, right? So our this case works. Okay, this is how you can give multiple conditions. Okay, okay. Let's come back to discussion. Let's go to the, so 1, 2 we have done, single row function we did, conditions we did, right? Now still we have, okay, so these things we are not doing, right? These things we have already done, right? So we will be doing only till chapter 9, right? How to create table we have done, all of you know, right? See, if you see also content, it is just 2-3 pages. Okay, only select is where you know it can get complex. Other things are easy. Okay, yeah. Then we have other this thing, other schemas. We will talk about it. Okay, maybe yeah, we'll talk about all these things. Okay, so how many topics are left? We have done chapter 6 today, right? So displaying data from multiple tables. Okay, so we'll talk about join tomorrow. Not tomorrow, right? Next Thursday. So we'll talk about join, and then we'll talk about subqueries. And following week we will be able to set. We'll do operators, and then next we'll talk about all these things. Okay, we may not be able to do everything. We will talk about it and we'll finish. So next 4 class we will wrap up. Is that fine? Or you want to do more? Maybe what we can do is we can start reporting, right? What is the next one? 7th one is multiple tables. Okay. Joins. Okay. No. We haven't done reporting. That's what we have to do 6 also. Okay. So let's try. Let's try what we have for 6. Any questions so far, guys? All good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So select count. Okay. Okay. So this also done, right? Max, mean, count, total. Okay. I think we have done this. Group by. Yep. We have done this. Okay. Yeah. So we have to learn how to draw from multiple tables. Okay. Let's start this discussion. Let's spend another 10 minutes and we'll talk about it. Okay. So when you have multiple tables, okay, and see, the tables need to be connected first of all. If you want to get data from 2 different tables, okay. So let's say we'll take the library example that we've been talking about. Okay. So let's say you have a table here for student. Okay. And you have student ID, student branch, phone number, address. Okay. So this is a student record, right? Now you have another. So we had one more record. Okay. Where we spoke about the book, right? Okay. So let's say we have another table for books. Okay, so you have book ID, book name, title, author, price, etc. And then we created a table here where we had transaction ID, student ID, book ID, right? Apart from that, you had return date and submit date, other things. Okay, so now ID 1, student ID 1, book ID 1. So let's say I want to print the list of current books which student 1 is holding. Okay, I want the names. Now see, student name will come from here and book name will come from here. So I am trying to connect student table and book table, but I cannot connect student and book directly. Right? There's no way you can, there's no path, there's road, right? So this connection, what you say, the relationship is the right connection, right? So if I have to do something with book and student, I have to go to transaction ID, and from there I need to go to the book table. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll go to this what was that ER diagram, chapter 1. Okay, this is the diagram, right? ER diagram. So here you see we were only seen this employees, right? The next one, sorry, my mouse fell down. So countries, let's say I want to know the countries to which employees belong to. Okay, or maybe employees are based at. Okay, so you see this is employee name and you have department ID here. Department ID, what kind of key it is? Primary key or foreign key? Is it primary key or foreign key? Others have left, only Vamsi and you and Shivani, you are left. Okay. So let's discuss this. We'll end in few minutes. Okay. So department ID is the foreign key in this table. Okay. And foreign key is connecting us to this department. Right. So if I have to connect or to know the department, I have to use okay, department ID connect to department. From department, I have to go to location, and from here we have to go to country. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. So okay, so we will see next class when we meet. We'll see how to connect to different tables and pick the data and work with it. Okay. So we'll stop here today. We'll see you in the next class. Bye everyone.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.